Welcome back to Cousin John Car Stuff. So the question I've been asked, never buy a rental car, is that true? And in my opinion, no, not necessarily. But in other cases, yes. So let me get to this right here. First factor is the miles. A former rental car that's fairly new with 40,000 miles on it, I personally would not consider. My wife has a former rental car that had 15,000 when she bought it. So the miles, not bad, and no issues with it in the year and a half she's had it. Now, that being said, my own opinion is not to buy from the rental company itself, which I understand, and generally speaking, I think they give you 12-month, 12,000 mile warranty or guarantee on it. But if you buy the make or manufacturer of car from the manufacturer's dealer, as in buying a former rental car that's a Chevrolet or GM product from a GM dealer, or Hyundai product from a Hyundai dealer, you get that manufacturer's certified pre-owned extended benefits that you would not get buying, say, a Ford that's a previous rental unit at a Chevrolet dealership and vice versa. So that's another consideration there, because my wife's car came with a slew of extra extended warranty provided by the manufacturer and no extra cost. And you could say, well, you spend more on that one than just a regular used car. And perhaps that's a valid point. But in her case, it's what has worked for her, year and a half. It's up to 67,000 miles now. And the only thing done was regular oil changes and new tires recently. So you might say, yeah, but John, they don't report to Carfax mishaps and whatnot and body work, etc. They're never reported. Okay, I will grant you that. But upon proper careful inspection, and might I suggest somebody who's knowledgeable about cars, and myself, I'm somewhat educated to the point when we were looking for my wife for a car, we saw one, and I went to use the bathroom, came back, and I was, my daughter and my wife were with me, and I was, look at this, and they were both, oh, look at this, there's some, what appears to be overspray here, what's this here? And sure enough, just from the overspray and whatnot, you could tell certain parts had been repainted. Now, for the average person who might not know what to look for, find somebody to go with you. Or have a body shop person take it to your mechanic. Something along that line. But I also have something that can help to an extent be a true asset when you're looking at a car. That'll be an upcoming video. In any case, rental cars, high mileage, 40,000 miles plus. One time I rented one the day that I got in it. It had 43,000 miles. And it's nice, but to consider buying it, purchase of it, too new, too many miles. Plummet in resale, or trade value like a rock. And there's a saying that on high mileage rental cars, the driver's seat has seen more butts than an ashtray. So it's all your own personal preference. Be sure to get it checked over, especially for body work. Look at the maintenance records. Buy it from the manufacturer of that vehicle. Buying a Hyundai from a Hyundai dealer, a Chevy from a Chevy dealer. Not recommended to buy a Hyundai from a Ford dealer, and the Ford dealer can say, oh, our pre-owned program, we give you this as well, etc., etc., but they can't match what Hyundai itself adds in value to the car that Ford can't. And GM can't add the value to a Ford product the way Ford can, and on and on. So the miles, and check the price. Having been a rental car, it could be worth a little less because of that. One individual I know bought a car in 2004. It was a previous rental car, bought it in 2005. Had it until 2010 and just did regular maintenance. Nothing that was out of the ordinary as far as maintenance or repair wise. Batteries, belts, hoses, water pump, alternator. You get the idea. So it's all dependent. At least you have a bit of assurance from a dealer which deals with that make of car. And the price back with my wife's car, the price was right in line with what a non-certified car would sell for. So that's my thoughts. Rental car, yes or no, good or bad. One additional thought just occurred to me. I had a rental car a couple of years ago, and when I drove it I could hear a bumping noise from the back. Something sounded like the jack in the trunk or the spare tire wasn't secured. Yes, it was. I got to looking, and I could see where it had some previous damage to it. And when I returned it, I mentioned that to the folks at the rental counter, that no, it isn't me, you'll drive it, and let's take it for a spin. The kerpump, bump, clump, like I say, of a jack or a spare tire that's not secured, and it certainly was. And the rental agent was, I'm going to put this on do not rent and get that checked out. And I said, it appears it may have had some previous damage if you look here and here. To the untrained eye, it looked just fine. So that's the biggest caution. But again, that's my thoughts. If you like what you see, certainly I'd appreciate like, share, and subscribe. It would be appreciated. And we shall see you next time through. Until then, take care, be safe.